name is Pastor Mike Costner. I'm pastor of Oak River Church. We're located on Terry Road, just west of the dog park. I'm glad to be with you this morning. I invite you to pray with me. Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. You are the King of the universe. You sit on your throne above. We sit at tables and make decisions and have conversation, but we acknowledge your reign and rule over all creation. And Lord, now we turn our attention and ask you to turn your attention to the city that we love, Bonita Springs, its people. Lord, its troubles, its issues, its joys. Lord, would you be with us now? We ask that your kingdom would come, that your will be done. Lord, through these public servants, would you give them wisdom and grace and mercy and peace this morning, that you would guide all things for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Mike, how about roll call, please?
Councilmember Bogas.
Here.
Councilmember Purdon.
Here.
Councilmember Carr.
Here.
Mayor Steinmeier.
Here.
Councilmember Corey.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Forbes.
Here.
Councilmember Fullick.
Okay. Any changes to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move along. Mayor's welcome. Thank you all for showing up, and thank the Bonita Springs Fire Control and Rescue for the use of their facility. They're probably the best fire department in the area, and no better, they risk their lives to save other people that they don't even know most of the time. So I really appreciate them letting us use this facility while ours is being repaired from a sewer leak or something like that. Okay. What are we at here? All right, public comment? Any public comment? Yes, sir. Go to the microphone, please.
In Orangewood Drive, and about a month ago, in the lot next to me is like a big canoe, and I had it and stored in my lot next to me. And so I got a courtesy notice that I had to remove all those, I had to remove any motor vehicle or boat parked or abandoned on a vacant lot. Well, they aren't abandoned, and I would just like to object to this code and hope you would either get rid of it or change it to allow me to park I had them parked there for years, never had a complaint. The code enforcement officer told me that there was no complaint, that he just was driving by and he saw it. I live on the end of a cul-de-sac on a private road. Nobody goes by there. People walk by there, basically, or go there and turn around and go the other way on Orangewood Drive. And so I object to having to move my stuff that I had there for years. It's not bothering anybody. I keep the lot maintained. The boats are registered, the trailer's registered. I pay taxes on everything. I maintain it, and I object to the code, and I would hope that you would either get rid of it or change it to maybe so that someone can keep like one boat or two boats or one trailer or a couple items maybe. It's ridiculous. I got to move all this stuff and pay for storage now if I keep them. Probably have to sell them. And so I object to this code and wish you would either remove it or change it. And also, my lot is next to me. It's not like a lot somewhere else in the city that's next to other houses. It's my lot, and there's a fence, and I own both lots on the side of me. One's wooded and one was empty always. So that's my comment.
Okay. Sit-
It's public comment, so.
Thanks. Is there any questions or anything?
Hang on a second here. City Attorney, can I address this person's problem at the moment?
I mean, technically, his
I
comments
don't know if
were,
we have any more public comments today. I don't think we have.
technically,
any.
his comment wasn't related to anything on the agenda, but if the council wants to
We-
discuss it
we-
at all.
We spoke, and I read the ordinance, and community development can adjust the ordinance under certain circumstances. And I was wondering if there's any way Tony could come up with a compromise on these vacant lots, that the people could register that they're gonna have this stuff on their vacant lot. The other option is for him to put his lot together with his house lot. That would cost him thousands of dollars for the surveying and stuff to make it one property. Then he could keep his stuff out there. So I don't know, I'd like to direct Tony if he could come up with some sort of compromise on this for vacant land, vacant property.
At the moment, I think the concern is there's a couple of elements. Yes, the council absolutely could change the regulations to allow storage of items, trailers, boats, et cetera, on vacant lots. There are probably options, as Mr. Mayor, you pointed out, where he could combine his lot, he could add structures or do other things or seek approvals for community development. Right now, it's an active code enforcement case, so if you would like, what I would recommend is that you allow, because I don't know that community development staff has been involved, and it's they write the codes and give you recommendations on the codes. I would recommend that, I know that some items went around to the council to let them know what the background is, but I don't know if everyone's had an opportunity to weigh in on that. It's not something that can be fixed on the dais today. It will require a code change.
Yes,
Mr. Mayor, could I recommend that we put a hold on any action for him having to move it and that we address his issue with staff? I think that, I don't know if changing the zoning is the right way,
that's not
but,
working for
but
sure.
there may be a way that we can work it out. But until we get to a decision of how it could be worked out or if it could be worked out, since it's a kind of a gray area, I would recommend we just put it on a hold so he doesn't have to move anything. And then staff can work with him and you or me or whoever on what his options might be or what we could do to make this a more workable option. We have the zoning stuff for a reason because we don't want people buying up properties and storing stuff. But in this situation where he's saying, he's at the end of a cul-de-sac, nobody goes by it, and there was no actual complaint, it's different. And sometimes we have to be able to be, have some maneuverability to try to make things make sense, yet make them fair without affecting the whole.
What I was considering is if he registered what he was gonna keep on that property, because we talked, and I said, well, how are we gonna regulate this if we let everybody store all this stuff out there, So, you got a good idea to work on this and give him a pardon for 60 days or 30 days. And we'll see if we can come up with some sort
Yes,
of,
certainly, I think what we could do is we could not move, we could have Tony's office not move forward on code enforcement and then bring back either in the next or subsequent meeting, have staff do a presentation on what the rules are now so that you can see how they are, what they are, and how you might want to consider changing them to address situations.
Well, but in the meantime, I want to make sure that we're able to deal with his issue.
Well, you can't, you just have to put the case on hold. You can't change the code for him.
No, I'm not recommending we change the code. In fact, I don't think changing the code is the right answer. What I'm saying is if we're going to put him on hold for a minute, I don't think coming to the council with what our options are in regards to zoning change at the next meeting, A, that doesn't help him, and B, I don't know that zoning change is the best option. So I'm saying, put him on hold, and let's discuss what we can do. But zoning, I don't know that a zoning change is the right move, because it's not just him. If we change the zoning, we're changing the zoning for the whole city. I'm saying there has to be a way the city can work with him. I don't know what that looks like, but in the meantime, I don't want to put him on the clock to have to sell his boat, so we can figure it out. So I'm just saying, we put his thing on hold for a minute. We get together with the best staff that we can. Tony's awesome, his staff is awesome. We will be able to figure out what our options are and work with him directly, as opposed to coming back to council in 2 weeks with, okay, here's what it looks like and here's what we could do to change it. That meanwhile leaves him in limbo, and then we're at the potential of potentially changing the zoning, when again, I don't think that's the right option.
City attorney, if
That's not exactly what Derek said.
if this was
The
his property, would he,
the problem is that you have a very difficult time making a
I know we're
selective
breaking the
enforcement
law by
decision for
doing that.
one code and not having that be utilized by every single other person in the same situation. So if there is a landscaping betterment plan or a special exception or some other possibility that could be applied to his property, we need time to address that. That can't be done today. All I would recommend today is to just put the case on abatement until solutions can be presented to the council.
If he joined his properties together, could he have this stuff out there?
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
Don't know if-
Let
don't
me
have
put
the
it this way.
answer.
I work in 7 different counties in Southwest Florida. I don't know a single jurisdiction anywhere that allows outdoor storage on vacant lots. Not one. Now, some do allow people to have, so it's not a discussion. You've made your comments. The council will decide if they want to speak with you any further. Some will allow people to store RVs, they'll allow them to store vehicles, licensed and tagged vehicles in driveways and the rear yards and the side setbacks. And that may all be possible for him. He could also kill and combine his property and build a garage. But I don't have all the facts to give you the options today.
Now, all his vehicles are registered. They're not, if they're unregistered, they're definitely beyond code. But all his vehicles are registered, his licensed trailers and stuff.
I don't know the answer to those
We're in a
questions, but I don't
Is it
know
the
any-
number of
Yeah.
vehicles,
And
or
is
is
it
it,
public?
or is it, because he could put one boat at his house, couldn't he? And then, or is it because he has multiple
More
things
likely
there?
than not, he could put, for all I know, he could put both boats inside his garage, and he could put his trailer in his driveway. I don't know the facts of the case well enough to give you an opinion on it. All I know is that if a vacant lot of record is, the principal use of that is for a single-family home. It's not for outdoor storage yards, it's not for, RV camping, it's not campgrounds. Just because someone has a piece of property and they pay taxes on it also means that that person takes that property subject to the regulations at hand. And so it's a separate parcel. It is being used currently for storage of vehicles. He will have to address either combining it or getting a special approval for it, or we'll have to look at some other change to the code to allow it to happen, because I don't know, I don't have enough information to give you other options than that.
Tony, when does the axe fall on his property?
It's not, it's been stayed.
He got
Ma-
a courtesy
Mayor and
notice
council, I
only.
think would be appropriate, he's received a courtesy notice. We've had significant direction from staff to hold the case in abatement while we work through either an individual solution or bring back recommendations to you. So I think at that point, let us have our staff meet, which includes Tony and community development, our neighborhood services and community development staff, and think of options with the city attorney's office.
Do we need a motion?
No.
No, we have
Saying it?
significant direction.
Okay. Did you get the gist of that, Mr. Property Owner? Yes. Okay, well, we're gonna work with you.
No.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment? Okay. Consent agenda.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bogas. Aye. Councilmember Purdon.
Aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Mayor Steinmeier.
Aye.
Councilmember Corey.
Aye.
Councilmember Fullick.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Forbes.
Aye.
Okay. I guess you're
Comments, sir?
on- Go ahead.
I just want to say, Nigel, I've been at a meeting where there's only been 4, and sometimes that meeting can go on forever over the minutest of decisions. So, you know, when you have, because your art, we're going to go 11 to 9, but a quorum qualifies as 4, as it would here, as it does. But I tell you, one zoning meeting, 20 minutes to pick a chair, 20 minutes to say yes to somebody coming in on a Zoom call, that then made it 5. And I believe Derek overrode and said, we're having Ben Hirschman on the phone, and then it was 5, and then the meeting, but it was at least 20 minutes over, like, nonsense. So I'm just FYI.
But I'm not sure what your point is.
Oh, you said you're changing the art board to 9, and a quorum is 4.
I believe I can add, I think what the quorum, the art board had a very large membership, but did not have regular attendance, so it had its quorum set at 4. Even though the revised ordinance now reduces the number of members, the quorum remains at 4 instead of a majority. So I think what Councilwoman Carr was saying is, if you wanted to reconsider that or keep it at
Just
4.
keep it in mind.
But
I keep a lot of things in mind. The bottom line is, what I was really attempting to do here is maybe standardize to some effect all the different boards. Everyone has a different number of members, different number of meetings, and if we brought some uniformity to it, I think it would set the expectations for future members, for staff, better utilization of time. It's not to upset anyone, it's just to make things a little clearer.
Any other comment on the agenda, consent agenda? Okay, Mike, you want to read the second reading?
This is the second reading of an ordinance of the City of Bonita Springs, amending Bonita Springs Code, Section 34-94, relating to establishment of requirements for appointment to the Art and Public Places Advisory Board, providing for conflicts, severability, codification, scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Okay, Derek, you got a comment on this?
no, other than,
Any other comments on this? Motion to
just a
approve?
public hearing, if there's any members of the public who want to speak on it, sorry.
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Purdon.
Aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye?
Mayor Steinmeier.
Aye.
Councilmember Corey.
Aye.
Councilmember Fullick.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Forbes.
Aye.
Councilmember Bogas.
Okay, city attorney items, have anything for us,
I
Sheriff?
only have one little item. I passed out a letter that I received from Neil Montgomery relating back to a project you may recall from last year. This is the Bonita 75 projects immediately northeast of the interchange. The property owner 6 months ago asked for an extension of time to get their development order and to pay the $1.3 million in their bonus density agreement. At the time, they were asking for that extension from a reappraisal perspective on what the valuation of the property was because of delays in the hurricane. We have been working out a particular issue with respect to their internal road alignment. And so they've requested another 6 months. I've spoken with John Dolmer. I do not think that 6 months is needed. I only brought this to you because it otherwise expires on February 2nd. There wouldn't be another opportunity, and I just received the correspondence. If the council is so inclined, I would recommend no more than 90 days for them to pay the $1.3 million. And their response to this is, they're ready to pay the money, they just want their approval. And since we're still working out an issue of the right-of-way, they don't want to pay until they have the approval that they're entitled to.
So who owns this property currently?
I mean, I don't, it's,
They don't own it?
they own it currently.
They're paying the property tax on this?
I believe they are. I have not seen any evidence that they're not.
You're recommending 90 days?
I'd give 90 days rather than condition anything further on the development order. I think that we're at the point where everything except an easement that's in my office to review has been approved. and there's a BSU item, are the only 2 items outstanding. I'd say 30 days, but I don't want to tie John's staff to, accepting some submittal that they're not happy with, so.
I motion to move forward with 90 days.
Second.
Any other comment? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Mayor Steinmeier.
Aye.
Councilmember Corey.
Aye.
Councilmember Fullick.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Forbes.
Aye.
Councilmember Bogas.
Aye.
Councilmember Purdon.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, city manager?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. At this time, I'm going to ask Ellie McEwen to come forward, Senior Project Manager. We have been made aware that the Lee County funding for the CDBG GR Hurricane Ian Recovery and Resiliency Program has been made available for the planning portion. Applications are due fairly soon.
February 23rd.
February 23rd. And so we have some suggested topics for the planning studies, but we want to confirm those with council and also add any additional requests that council may have. So I'll let Ellie present the item.
Good morning. Ellie McEwen, for the record, with Public Works. Arlene laid it out very succinctly. What staff is proposing are 2 planning studies. One is the master park plan update and a mobility study. And the mobility study is specifically related to non-motorized access. As you all know, a number of folks in our community don't have access to a vehicle, which makes it a whole lot more important to have safe multi-use paths, bikeways, so that everybody can get around. So those are the 2 projects that we're proposing, and the planning study would just be that. We would develop a plan that would outline how we would implement those kind of uses. And I wanted to throw it out as well, if there's any other planning study that you might want to consider, this would be the time to do it. The one caveat is we have to be able to tie it back to Hurricane Ian, which in a lot of cases is not a problem. But I just did want to have you keep that in mind. The other caveat is it cannot be project or site specific. So it has to encompass, a planning study has to encompass a benefit to the entire city.
And specifically, Ellie, we need to be addressing low to moderate income census tracts within the study as well, and how we would be benefiting them through the study.
Correct.
I think, Ellie, it'd be possible to say that there is a very strong interest of council for the Rails to Trails program, and in the mobility study, that could be encompassing in that, but to call out a specific project is not what they're asking for at this time.
That's correct.
I think you're on the right track.
Okay.
Ms. Fred?
Yeah, two ideas I have. One is, and this affects a good bit of the city, and it affects low income and moderate income and all that. Why not put in a request to get money to broaden the work that Matt's got started with our good water modeling guy, where he can not only predict flooding from a regular rain event like Irma, but also a storm surge warning event.
Councilman,
Like
we've
Ian.
already done that.
Pardon?
For the city, we've already done what you're talking
Oh,
about.
you're already funding the storm
Yeah.
surge part?
Yes, that was part of
Okay.
the scope. of the
I knew it was an
Sandstorm.
option, okay. Secondly, is it possible that the things that we were talking about, trying to study Old 41 north of the roundabout, and tying it in with the low-income area to the east of it?
I think that would be part of the mobility study that we're talking about, is safe route to schools. We've got, and those would fit into, Matt was suggesting that about
A little under
a
half.
little under half of the railroad corridor does fit into low to moderate income census tracts. So we would be tying in that idea of planning study. And then that, from the study, creates the projects. So that's why it's the methodology that we're following that's set out by the federal government for the program.
Okay, good, thank you.
So I think it would be helpful if we could confirm these two projects as a vote for us, and then Ally will move forward with the applications prior to the deadline.
So
Motion to approve?
Second,
Jamie, yeah. Ken?
roll call, please.
Mayor Steinmeier.
Aye.
Councilmember Corey.
Aye.
Councilmember Fullick.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Forbes.
Aye.
Councilmember Bogas.
Aye.
Councilmember Purdon.
Aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Okay, Ellie's not going to go too far. So my next item to address with you is we've been made aware from Congressman Byron Donald's office that we have the opportunity to, again, this year, apply for the 2025 U.S. Congressional Appropriations Program. We've been notified that this will be set up very similar to how the state delegation provides their program. They're asking for a brief summary. They would also be asking for a brief oral presentation at a meeting that the congressman would set up. In the past, myself and Assistant Manager Matt Feeney have presented for the council. If you desire that, we would do that, or if you would like to do that, have a representative do that, we understand that as well. But I'd like Ellie to walk through our suggested requests, and then we'll ask for direction in the form of a vote on those requests so that we can apply for them. And then secondly, you just give us verbal direction on who you like as representation at the meeting.
So good morning again. We've looked at potential city projects, and we've come up with three very important projects. The first is Rosemary Drive, stormwater drainage and pedestrian pathways. Goodwin Street, stormwater drainage, and then Lightner Creek Soccer Complex, the construction of. In your green sheet, excuse me, you see the design, permitting, and construction costs for these three particular projects. You also see the appropriations request that we would be submitting our request for. For Rosemary Drive, it would be 1.4 million. For Goodwin Street, it would be 2.6. And for Lightner Creek Soccer Complex, we're at $1.5 million.
And just, this is the same projects that the council approved for the state legislature. We're hoping to work together with that, leveraging whichever ones we receive funds for, because we're very far along in the planning processes of these, and we feel comfortable that we can produce those items within the schedules required by the grant programs, if they
Great.
were selected.
Do we need a motion?
Yes, please.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Corey.
Aye.
Councilmember Fullick.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Forbes.
Aye.
Councilmember Bogas.
Aye.
Councilmember Purdon.
Aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Mayor Steinmeier. Mayor Steinmeier.
Hurricane,
Mayor, your vote, Mayor.
yeah, I did that already.
You have to vote?
Yeah.
You have to vote.
Mayor, how do you vote on that last item?
Aye,
Okay,
aye,
thank you.
aye. Sorry.
The next would be, if you are comfortable, we're happy to present for you unless you'd like a member of council to present at the meeting.
I'm happy with you all.
Staff, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Public comment? We have
No,
to-
Mayor, I do
no.
have a, Mayor, I do have a.
Mayor, council.
No, sir.
Mayor,
Mayor,
just one more item.
sorry, I do
Did
have a
you
couple
do
of
that
extra,
yet?
I do have some additional items. In front of you, first off, I wanted to make sure you all provided with a, the state you've got a couple of different items in front of you. One is summaries have been prepared by staff. Our staff attorney has prepared summaries of the three projects. I understand you will be going to Tallahassee in short order to make presentations and greet with our local delegation as well as members of several committees. These are a brief synopsis of the projects, highlighting things that we felt were important points to make. We are also going to get a electronic copy of those later today. Upon your approval today, I don't need a form of a vote, but we'll be sending that to to Hayden Dempsey as well, your lobbyist, so that he can distribute those as necessary. We have the titles in there. We've vetted those as well to make sure there's a clear understanding of what the project is and what it accomplished. So those are for your use in Tallahassee. If you need any additional information, we're happy to provide that as well prior to your trip. Also, yesterday afternoon, our staff was informed by Representative Botana of an opportunity for another legislative ask, which was for our Bonita Beach Road intersection US 41, the interchange as it's called in the project. I did speak with L.K. Nanum, the secretary for our secretary for the Florida Department of Transportation. He is supportive of the project. There was an understanding that the original application, which you have a copy of, which is still on file, I want to, if anyone clicks on it on the House appropriations bills, it still says a $19 million local match on that form. But the attestation form that was signed by the mayor yesterday clearly states no local match. So you did not obligate yourself to that local match in the application form that we provided. There was a 5 o'clock deadline. I do appreciate everyone letting us have the opportunity for staff to inform you of that deadline, but we would need a vote to confirm the mayor's signature that he provided yesterday on that
So moved.
application.
Second.
Councilmember Fullick.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Forbes.
Aye.
Councilmember Bogaz.
Aye.
Councilmember Purdon.
Aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Mayor Steinmeier.
Aye.
Councilmember Corey.
Aye.
And the
Okay,
last, I
now,
just want to remind you, the next city council meeting will be again here at the fire district for the public.
City manager, Lee County did approve some funds for Bonita Beach improvement or?
Correct. Yesterday, I did, and also I would be remiss if I didn't say that yesterday afternoon, Matt and I spoke with county management and made them aware as well that the mayor signed the form on Bonita Beach Road, their roadway. And they understand that are very happy to work with staff. They will work with staff on the project. The other item within that attestation is that the funds would be provided to the city of Bonita Springs, so we would have to coordinate with them as well on the project. The Lee County Commission yesterday provided for another legislative ask by Representative Botana for beautification on Bonita Beach Road. The document currently says from Vanderbilt to, it does say Hickory Drive, which is a typo, Hickory Boulevard. And I understand that the county management did provide for a match yesterday as well. So we'll continue to work with them. They are fully aware of the Bonita Beach Road Vision Plan, county staff is. So they'll be coordinating with us on that should they receive funding. I understand also Commissioner Sandelli brought up including the intersection of Bonita Beach Road and Imperial Parkway, as that is an entryway gateway feature that makes a statement as you come in off the interstate. So county staff is aware of that direction that Commissioner Sandelli provided as a form of that motion that happened yesterday.
Very good, thank you. Okay, we're all done. City manager done?
I believe so. I just want to confirm that John didn't have any additional Hurricane Ian updates. As long as he's good, we can wait till the next meeting. Okay. And also, we have invited Lee County staff and their consultant, Haggerty, to attend our next council meeting. They will be providing a presentation on the Resiliency Task Force and the final plan. We will need to provide direction on that in a form of a resolution, either at that meeting or the following meeting, whatever council's comfortable with, because there will be a vote of the county commission in March, at their first meeting in March. Additionally, we've asked Assistant County Manager Glenn Salyer and his staff to present the opportunity for local residents to participate in the housing program that is going to be county-wide, that folks can apply to. And then as soon as the program kicks off in the beginning of February, we will provide resources here at the city at least providing some staff space as well and coordinating with their staff so that folks don't have to go all the way to Lee County. We'll make arrangements to help them here locally as well.
Mayor and council reports? Yes.
You want me to start? I attended the TDC meeting last week, and, I've noticed that the meetings, which are televised and they are put out for the public, but some of the cities are taking advantage of extolling the virtues of their cities and what are going on. And I've started doing that, but I wanted to make two comments. One is, I would love council members, if you individually know something that's going on in your district, to get that information to Laura, and then I can share it at those meetings, so we can do a little bragging of our own. But I think most of you know Tamara Pigott, the director for TDC, made some comments about what had been going on, and she when I finished, she said, I think I would be remiss, and these are her comments, if I did not say that the City of Bonita Springs holiday display was the best in the county and the best that she'd seen in years. Publicly stated, and, I certainly appreciated. Some heads were snapping around in the room because I think she helped me one-up them, but she's a good partner. That's it.
All right. Yes, dear.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. I had a few things going on. Let's see, London Bay opened its golf course at Salt Leaf Preserve on Estero Bay, and it's an 18-hole champion golf course by Raymond Floyd. And he builds within the environment, so it's a shorter course. He doesn't add sand traps or that. But what's really exciting is behind it is a 9-par that is for kids, for people who don't know what they're doing with a golf club. You can wear flip-flops. It's to have fun and enjoy and maybe get turned on to golf. And the clubhouse is open, great food, and it's open to the public. And finally, the rooftop restaurant, food truck celebration area opened. And Old 41 is just becoming more and more of a place of destination. Can't wait for Sugar Shack to open. But along those notes, Gulf Coast magazine highlighted Celebration, highlighted the Survey Cafe, highlighted Bohemian, and just said how Old 41 is just becoming hipper and hipper. And then at the end of the week, there was the blessing of the Tiki Hut, which was very cool. 3 members of the Seminole tribe of the Indians of Florida showed up, and one, Jimmy P., he built it. And then the medicine man who did a 20-minute speech in Seminole Indian. And everybody was looking around and he goes, what, so you don't understand the native language? Ha ha, right. But I was hoping we didn't have to translate it later. And they were very interesting. The history there is pretty amazing from the Seminoles. And I got to meet Bob and Linda Lyles, so for me it was a highlight also, and I have pictures for Linda. And lastly, Dr. Azul Tamir was inaugurated as our 5th president of Gulf Coast University. It was a beautiful ceremony. She is an amazing woman. Her genuineness just echoes from every pore of her body. She connects with her students, they love her, and she's a really beautiful person. And so that was my week.
All right. Anybody else? Jesse?
Yes, sir. Congratulations to London Bay, Salt Leaf opening, as Councilwoman Carr brought up. Really great to finally see that off the ground. And the rooftop, Magnus family did a great job. The rooftop at Riverside is going to be the beginning of the redevelopment of what's going to be the best downtown in all of Southwest Florida. So this is the first domino to fall, if you will, but this is going to be one that's been a long time coming, but it's already off to a really great start, and really want to say thank you to the Magnus family for getting us over the threshold. And then last, we had the outreach committee last night, and they have a pretty cool idea that they're going to be incorporating into Fiesta Bonita, and it's going to be the first annual Little Miss Bonita. Or not Little Miss, I'm sorry, Miss Bonita. So it'll be the first annual City of Bonita Springs pageant for 9 through 12. So it'll be cities all over the state do it, but we've never done it. So we'll have that during the Fiesta Bonita event. There'll be an actual Miss Bonita who will be crowned. And then at city events and stuff like that, Miss Bonita will come to the events and things like that. And so, yeah, I think Outreach Committee is, they're getting a very good grasp on how Fiesta is going to look this year. I'm excited. I think you guys will like it as well. So, yeah, shout outs to Outreach Committee, London Bay Rooftop, and that's all I've got. Happy New Year to everybody. We haven't seen each other since, and keep the Detroit Lions in your thoughts and prayers, because we're in the playoffs for the first time in 30 years.
31.
31 years. Thanks, Nigel. 31. But, yeah, so very
Almost older
exciting.
than you.
Very exciting. I know, almost, I was 9 last time this happened, so very exciting times in the Purdon household. So, thanks.
Hey, Jamie,
Yes, it was on the same page as Jesse and Laura. Salt Leaf, congratulations to them. The country club, though, I know it does have limited hours. It's beautiful, but I know they're trying to get music and such in there in the afternoons. So it's going to be really nice. It's beautiful, and congratulations to Rooftop. It was really neat to go and see our downtown really starting to thrive.
make sure to compliment the fire control and rescue and the use of their facility.
Yes,
When
of
you get a
course.
chance, thank you. Anybody else? Red?
Yeah, I think we have a lot to celebrate this year, and it's already being kicked off on a good note with this potential option of getting money from FDOT to help fix the big problem intersection of Bonita Beach Road and 41. Excuse me for coughing in the microphone. I want to make, this is a personal opinion, but I don't think most of you would disagree. I'm very distressed at these demonstrations that are going on that are anti-Israeli and pro-Hamas. And the interesting thing is, most of the people that are demonstrating in this country, they're not Muslims. They're like you and I. And they're just a different breed of people that happen to not agree with Israel defending itself against the attack it had. I would be equally upset if an Arab country got attacked unprovocably. In other words, they didn't do something bad to cause them to be attacked. I think that Bonita Springs is a good example of a place where I don't think we see hardly any demonstrations of anything. So that I wanted to get that on the record. That's my opinion. Now, I think that we have a great opportunity when we go to Tallahassee to do some more good. I'm looking forward to the trip. Thank you.
Nigel, do you have anything?
I gave my comments.
Yes, Chris?
I wanted to give a shout out to the Bonita Springs Senior Center. They have increased the number of units of service that they're providing to the senior community. They're going to be expanding their hours to include Fridays, and instead of operating from 8 to 2, they're going to be operating from 8 to 4. There's a big need for senior services in Bonita Springs. They've responded to that. Karen Gustafson, the executive director, is a very high-energy person, and it's great to see that some of our seniors are able to take advantage of this program, which has been, the pandemic and inflation has been really tough on a lot of our senior citizens, especially those on fixed income. I also wanted to give a shout out to Lee Health for their continued expansion of their cancer center at Coconut. It's part of Bonita Springs. Hopefully one day we will see the ability of that cancer center to allow people to stay in Lee County, Charlotte County, and Collier County, as opposed to having to travel up to Moffett in Tampa or over to University of Miami Medical Center in Miami to get all their cancer needs taken care of. We're working right now to raise monies to expand the infusion center. This would allow people that own homes down here in Bonita Springs to come back for season and still be able to maintain their chemotherapy that their northern oncologists have recommended. So, it's a lot of good things going on at the Cancer Center. The statistics in terms of cancer in our community is amazing. 80% of all new cancers occur in people age 55 and older, and that certainly impacts us with our demographic. So just wanted to give a shout out of thanks to Lee Health for doing this.
Okay, very good. Our former mayor, Peter Simmons, his son was on the Michigan football team and was featured in the article in the news press on Saturday. A picture with Peter, gets his picture taken again. And it's a really interesting article that this was a life dream. Little Petey, he's about 300 pounds now. He's a lineman for Michigan. So it was a beautiful article if anybody missed it. So congratulations, Peter Simmons and Peter Simmons III. And anything else? Public comment?
Alex.
Come on, Alex. Hey, buddy.
Alex Grant, former member here. And if you remember way back when, 25 years ago, I was on the first, city charter before it was a city. And I was the chairman of the, the city charter. And on that, there was, at the very end of that original city charter, there was a section that, and I'm referring to a consolidation, if there would be a county-wide fire district consolidation. There has been some discussion about that with our state legislator, and I was thinking that maybe if this is maybe 5 years, 6 years, we don't know, but if there would be a Lee County, South Lee County Fire Department and the North Lee County Fire Department, besides the city fire departments, we might have to have a situation where we would have to have this Bonita Springs Fire Department be part of the city, if you're getting my drift. And it would require, first of all, a majority of the city council and a majority of the fire commission to agree to that, plus there would have to be a vote, I believe, by the residents to do that. But this is something for you to think about in the future, should this occur. Remember, in Collier County, we have both a, what they besides the city fire departments like Marco or City of Naples, there's the Greater Naples Fire Department and the North Collier Fire Department. Just to put that in perspective, we do have just about 1 million people living in this county. So keep that in mind as a thought process. I used to live in Raleigh, North Carolina when I was in graduate school, and then when I worked 9 years for the State Agriculture Department there before I came here. So there was an article in Fire Apparatus Journal. As you know, I'm a bit of a fire buff here after my volunteer. I was the last volunteer here, hazmat person. First hazmat person here. But anyway, so there was an article profile in Raleigh, North Carolina, where I was. And, you know, they, just as a little thought process in your minds. That's number one. Number two, when Gary Price was the first city manager, when we became, and we were talking about the railroad track and possible Amtrak or service and commuter rail, et cetera. And before that, I'm a member of the train club in North Fort Myers. And there was a member at that time. His name was George Underwood. He was a fellow of the American Institute of Architects. And he designed a plan for a railroad station in Bonita Springs. And I have one of the copies. There were 2 copies. One.
30 seconds remain, sir.
Yeah. Gary Price had it, and I gave it to him, and I have the other copy, should you need that. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Any other public comment?
Ben. Ben's coming in.
You ready for, oh, Ben, okay.
Start the new year off right.
Happy New Year.
Ben Hershenson, Avonlea Drive. Yesterday, at the Lee County Commissioners meeting, they voted to begin using once-a-week irrigation. This will have an impact, at least it will in my community, as well as others, I hope. They say that the new schedule goes into effect from the beginning of February through the end of May. And they say you have the 2 days you can use them. Irrigation would be on Saturdays and Sundays. Odd number of addresses on Saturday and even number of addresses on Sundays. And no watering during the hours of 9 and 5. So I just wanted to mention that to people because I'm not too sure how much information gets out to the public. I mean, it was just something I happened to see an article in the paper this morning that they approved this yesterday. So I don't know how the enforcement is going to take place or whatever, but I just felt it was my responsibility, or at least concern about water, saving water and so forth, our resources. We had a horrible dry summer. Yeah, we're getting some crazy El Nino weather now, which I didn't know what that was this morning. I guess it is the sun. It was great to see it. But irrigation is important, and I know that the aquifers are probably down low because of the shortage of water from last summer. So I'm just passing that information along, and I hope the city does its job also in putting out the notice of people, especially for HOAs, communities that have their own irrigation. I don't know what happens with golf courses or something like that, but if anybody has any additional information, I'd like to hear about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Anyone else?
Mayor and Council, I believe that the water district's restrictions that may have gone out are to unincorporated Lee County. We have a separate agreement with the Water Management District, so they'll notice us when we need to provide notice locally.
Thank you.
So it's only
So
unincorporated.
we're not subject to this.
We haven't got notice.
Well, I mean, that's
to
fine.
put
I'm
it
just saying,
in.
what's the point?
We
of
need
just
to
doing
address
it?
it, but I did see the meeting yesterday. I believe it is I believe the ordinance that Ben was discussing is for unincorporated Lee County.
So pretty much San Carlos can't water their lawn.
New Orleans.
So I mean, like, they did a lot there.
But we can review if there's, we'll get with our contacts at South Water Management District and see if there's anything appropriate for us to bring back as well.
Anything else?
All the big communities do it. By saying-
Public comment? We got all public. We're adjourned.
And then they celebrate that they did something and get an article.
How do you do?
Fire district. I said, son of a gun.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes, indeed. So as soon as I said idiot.
Next meeting.